We were downtown. The sidewalk was disgusting. I think we were like, 30 feet away from a dirty puddle. People couldn't even walk around us because the dress took up so much space.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Photographer Profile. If you like creative portrait photography, stick around. We have Bruce here with some amazing shots. Hi, Bruce. How you doing?
Great. How's it going?
Good. Thank you for joining. Please give an introduction about yourself and your photography to the people watching.
Sure. My name is Bruce Royal. I'm a Midwest-based photographer. I shoot seniors, but I also do a lot of editorial and commercial work as well.
And are you professional? Like photography is your main source of income? You pay the bills?
Absolutely. 100% of my income comes from photography, yes.
Wow, that's hard to do these days. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Now, it did take several years to get there, but it can be challenging at times in the start, but yes.
Where in the Midwest are you located at?
I'm located in Southern Ohio.
Okay.
I'm right on almost the most southern tip of the state. You could walk from my studio maybe 8 blocks and cross a bridge and be in Kentucky. And you could get in a car and drive 20 minutes and be at Marshall University in West Virginia. So I'm kind of in a tri-state area, but I frequent Chicago and different places in the Midwest quite a bit. I just got back from Indianapolis a couple nights ago.
Well, thank you for the introduction. Let's not keep people waiting. Let's show some of these amazing pictures. I'll bring up your picture showcase
Sure.
that I picked from the ones you sent me.
This picture is probably my favorite senior picture that I'd ever taken for many reasons. Growing up, I was always a big fan of the Back to the Future movies. And I shot this for a senior, but I entered it into a competition, the sync competition in Florida, and it scored a perfect 100.
Whoa.
Yeah, when I came up with the idea for the shoot, I kind of got ahead of myself because I didn't have a DeLorean at the time. But I put up a post in my Facebook just asking if anyone knew of anyone. Long story short, I checked around, and then I had a guy that I used to work with many years ago message one day, and he says, "Did you find a DeLorean?" I said, "No, I did not." So he told me there was a TV producer that lived 30 minutes away from me that had one back in the 90s. So he connected me with this guy, and he says, "Yeah." He said, "I've got one. It's in my garage." He said, "It doesn't run and the tires are flat, but I'll put some new tires on it and I'll just pull it on the trailer wherever you want it."
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
But it was just a horrible, I wish I had the shot to show you where we shot. He couldn't pull it up a hill with his trailer. So where I shot this was a really rough looking location, but I purposely kind of moved the car over to not catch anything in the background but sky. And that's part of the reason why I'm so low when I shot up, was to kind of cover up some of the background that was going on. But probably my favorite senior picture of all time.
I love how the colors on her shoes, the orange, match her vest. I hope she did on purpose, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Now that was actually post work. I think the Nike swoosh was probably light blue or something like that. But I did change the Nike swoosh to go with the vest to try to get some sort of color harmony going. But everything else is pretty much the same. I might have tweaked the hue of the vest a little bit because it photographed a little bit on the red side, and I tried to keep it as original to the movie as I could.
All right. Well, yeah, amazing job here. Let's take a look at your next one. In the city now.
Yeah, yeah. I found this under a train bridge, and I just loved the whole setup of it. I loved it. Was kind of a darker day anyway, so I was kind of getting some drama without even having to try, because it was so dark in that particular area. But it's one of my favorite pictures that I've recently did, just because it's my first workshop in Chicago. And I just love the city, and I just love the vibes.
Is there anything you'd do differently if you could redo this shot, do you think?
Yeah, actually, I would have did it a little bit differently. Maybe I would have filled in the shadows. This was literally a one light setup. I was walking the streets of Chicago, so I didn't want to take a bunch of lighting with me, but I probably would have lit it a little bit better in terms of not losing any detail in the shadows, just in case I ever wanted to use it for a print competition or something like that. But other than that, I'm very pleased with it as far as a one light setup. and kind of a run and gun setup for the day. I'm really pleased with it.
It'll be cool if you get like a car light going right next to her, like a long exposure.
I agree. We got to be really careful. Actually, if you see the white line to the right, there were cars coming from behind me. She would have been facing the traffic, and they were coming really close, and they were going fast. When I was shooting, she was actually keeping an eye out for me, and I would move to the left just because the cars were getting so close. But yeah, I think it would have been pretty cool if I could have caught a car, right as it went by. That, especially if it caused some wind and maybe her hair blew a little bit or something like that. That would have been great.
Oh yeah, or just have a fan blowing air off the frame. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that would be nice.
All right, let me bring up the next one. All right, this has a funky vibe to it here.
Yeah. So this picture is pretty cool, has a good story with it. The young lady in the picture, her mother was a huge Shania Twain fan. So when it came to Halloween, she convinced her daughter, she showed her an old Shania Twain video of her dressed, I don't remember the name of the song, but it was Shania Twain dressed exactly like that with a guitar and a top hat.
Yeah, I wanna scream and shout.
So she talked her daughter into doing this. This is one of our senior model reps. So we did the shoot, and I actually have guitars in the studio. So we used my guitar. I loved how it came out. And when I posted those images on Facebook, the young lady posted those images as well on her social media and tagged Shania Twain. And Shania Twain commented on the images about how much that she loved the images.
Wow, look at that. It hit the celebrities.
Yeah, so that's why that I sent that picture to you. That was one that I really, that was kind of special, just because I'm sure every Halloween or whatever that people probably send her hundreds of pictures or tag her in pictures where she's dressed like them. But the fact that she took the time to respond, I thought that was pretty special. That really meant a lot to me and to the young lady in the picture.
Did you DM Shania and be like, hey, let's set up a celebrity portrait shoot sometime?
Nah, that would have been great.
Have you ever done a celebrity?
I've not
Before?
shot a celebrity. I've had a lot of people comment. I did a shoot for a young lady that was in the Paul Mitchell Beauty Academy, and I've had Paul Mitchell actually comment on pictures. There was a young lady that worked at a Buckle at a local mall, and she wanted her senior pictures taken at the Buckle. So I did these pictures before the store opened one Sunday morning, probably 8 a.m. So we did all these pictures in Buckle, and she tagged Buckle, and within 24 hours, when they saw it, they had contacted her and actually offered her a modeling contract just based on those images.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So stuff like that. I haven't really shot a celebrity, but had some really cool things happen that are pretty cool, different, out of the ordinary.
Looking at this picture again, I'm realizing she's trying to play a guitar with gloves on. Did Shania do that?
Yeah.
Too?
I think, you know what? I don't remember the video. I would say she probably did have gloves on in the video. Actually, I don't think Shania was playing the guitar. Now that I think about it, her mother brought a microphone with a white stand. That was big in the video, that this big white mic stand with a black microphone. That was what Shania had done. I just had some guitars in the studio, and we just kind of started playing around with some posing. And I just thought that was more of a dynamic pose than just someone standing with a mic. So I just went with that.
I mean, I'd love to see her try to play with gloves on. That has to be some skills, right?
Oh,
there.
that would be magical.
Do that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, let's get the next one.
I really like this picture. The young lady had wanted to do a shoot in, I believe I was in Lexington, Kentucky. And she wanted to do a night shoot. We were going to do a night shoot outside of this old theater. It had a lot of really cool theater lights and everything out there. So we were kind of waiting for it to get a little bit darker, and we just happened to go into this building here. And while she was using the restroom, I was just kind of walking around, and I saw that there was a broken escalator. So I thought, well, it'd be really cool to shoot on this escalator, because when do you get a chance to take pictures on an escalator, because it's always moving. So they had like a blockade at the bottom, and I just kind of moved the blockade out of the way.
Just
And
moved it, throw it on the side there.
yeah. And I made my way up to the top, and I set up my lighting up there, and I just loved how the rails came in, and the way they kind of curve in and bring you into her. It was getting dark. I only had one light, so I just adjusted my camera to use you see that big dome circular light like a sconce. I used that to backlight, so I just kind of got my settings for the ambient based off that light, so it put a little bit of light behind her and kind of push her forward. I set my lights up at the top of the steps, and we shot it. And it's sometimes I think the unplanned shoots, you get some of the best images from things that you don't plan. And this was just really completely not in the plan for that evening.
This was a senior shoot?
It was a senior shoot, yes.
Oh, yeah, it looks very old school Hollywood, and her expression is very interesting. It's not happy, it's not sad, it's like, I don't know what to call that.
Yeah, she definitely nailed it with that, and pretty much, yeah, I give her all the credit for that because everything that we did was pretty much smile and no smile, and she did a very good job controlling her facial expressions and everything on that. Because even though the escalator wasn't moving, I don't think the stairs were all the way up, so it was a little bit uncomfortable for her. She was in heels, so it was uncomfortable for her to stand there as well. So she pulled it off well.
Okay, I think we have one more. Let me bring it up. We've had a lot of unique locations and outfits in this
Yeah,
podcast here.
yeah. There's a great story behind this too. When I do senior photography, I'm just kind of known for doing some things that are just really different. So the mother had let me know that she had purchased a dress for her daughter to wear to prom, but this is not an actual prom dress. This is a $2,000 Sherry Hill wedding dress.
Oh, wow.
Yes, but she bought this for her daughter to wear to prom, and you may think that it's Photoshop to make this dress bigger, but it is not. If you look on my page at all, this dress is ginormous. I mean, the train of this thing is not just wide, but it's extremely long as it's a wedding gown. So I did this shoot in downtown Lexington, Kentucky, and I had pretty much wrapped up the pictures. I was telling the mom, I'll get the proofs ready. She did a great job. And the mother says, well, I want, one more picture. I really want a picture of her laying down. And we were downtown. The sidewalk was disgusting. I think we were 30 feet away from just like a dirty puddle. It was just disgusting down there. And I said, I don't really know where we'd have her lay out. I do rent studio space sometimes in Lexington, but I didn't have any at the current time. So her mother said, I don't care if she lays here on the ground. I just really got. So I think I was shooting with a 24-70, and I knew if I held that 24 over top of her, I couldn't get her entire body in it. So I positioned her by a park bench, and I stood up on the park bench and balanced myself on the back of the park bench, and then I had 1 foot over on like a planter with flowers in it, and was able to get that shot. But it was it was downtown on a sidewalk. Like people couldn't even walk around us because the dress took up so much space.
That doesn't matter. She needs a photo shoot.
That's right.
Forget
Yeah,
the other people.
that's how her mom looked at it. And it was just amazing. The shot, I was just amazed at how great it came out, just because I never would have thought to lay her out outside, period, to get this shot. So the fact that her mom insisted on it, I'm really glad that she did, because we got a beautiful image out of it.
How did she even walk in that dress? That's my question.
I've got a picture on social media. When they pulled up in the car, she had the dress on. We couldn't even see her. She was swallowed up by this dress. When she walked around, her mom and her dad both had the train underneath their arm to carry it around. It was just so ginormous.
Wasn't this like a scene from American Beauty or something like that?
You know what?
I don't know.
I don't remember that exact cover, but I do remember it was something where it was taken straight down like that. Yeah.
It's like a combination of that and Marilyn Monroe or something.
Yeah, it's dreamy. It definitely has some dreamy vibes to it. The dress was so incredible. I told her to hold on to it as long as they can before they sell it, just so I would love to do some kind of special shoot with it beyond what we did that day.
Well, hopefully the dry cleaning bill wasn't too expensive for this one.
Oh, I would say it was outrageous. I mean, if you just saw how dirty that public sidewalk was, I mean, this was in the middle of the city. I mean, there's bus stops and just thousands of people walking through that city. It was pretty disgusting, actually.
All right, well, that's all the pictures. Now we can do some rapid fire questions real fast. Have you had any crazy circumstances, any divas or things that went wrong during all these photo shoots
Um,
that you've done?
I think that everybody may run, no matter what you're shooting, you're going to run into some divas sometimes. But I've never had any problems with anybody like that. Usually, if someone's a little bit extra, I do try to go out of my way to make sure that I give them exactly what they're looking for if they're a little bit, extra on that. I've had some wild requests for pictures. Like I had a request to jump out of an airplane and take pictures of someone.
Whoa.
I refused to do that. I've had some requests to do some pictures in deeper water and different things like that of just kind of unsafe conditions that I've turned down. But other than that, nothing really, nothing crazy or anything that I wouldn't do.
And if you could shoot any famous person or celebrity, alive or dead, to do a photo shoot with, who do you think you would pick?
You had mentioned Marilyn Monroe on one of the images. And I think that somebody that's iconic, somebody that's classic like that, I really like the old school photography and the film and the way that they use light and different things like that. I just think that some of the film photography looks better with all the technology we have now. I think someone like a Marilyn Monroe and some kind of a dreamy light setup with black and white with some incredible dress and formal outfit and everything. You said dead or alive, so maybe somebody like that just something iconic.
Have you ever done a nude photo shoot before?
I've done nude. Well, I've done implied nude. I've not done full.
Okay.
Now this was early on when I did implied. When I very first started over 15 years ago, I shot everything from weddings to babies to you name it. So I'd done implied, but I'd never done never any full nude shoots, no.
And do you have like a dream location that you hope to get someday?
If it was like a dream location, I think I would like to do something overseas, like Beijing or something like that. It kind of looks like their version of Times Square with these amazing light shows and these walls are changing color all the time. I think something like that could be really cool. And I'd probably do some gel play and something like that. But I would pick that because it's just so different than everything here. And I would like to do something that's just completely different.
Any final thoughts? What's the best way for people to reach out to you? Instagram, or what do you prefer?
You can reach me on Facebook under Bruce Royal. You can reach me on IG under Bruce Royal Photography. I do a lot of commercial work. I do editorial work. I do a lot of modeling portfolio work and different things like that as well.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. If you don't mind just waiting a second, I want to make sure everything gets uploaded, but
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite.